Surprise, motherfucker.
You okay there?
What is up, VR enthusiasts? This is Danny with VR Punch. Today we're going to look at Crunch Element. Crunch Element is an early access tactical shooter with an emphasis on destructible environments and teamwork. What I can say, I've been following this game for quite some time, and after a year and a half of its early access release, I thought to myself it's a good time to check it out. The game has a couple of modes. Most of them don't change the core gameplay much. The only real change in dynamic is the new Operations mode, which adds a purchase mechanic, which makes the player recycle? Guess we're Greta Thunberg's commando, eliminating the evil corporate earth-polluting forces, one base at a time. The recycled trash gets you credits that allow you to buy more ammo to deliver
Greta justice. What does it mean to resist? To rise up? We are stronger than any wall. Working together, we make impossible a reality. We are the inspired troublemakers, wild dreamers. Together, we are the Greta environmental forces. You ain't fighting climate change? We're coming for you.
Joining the GA is a voluntary action, no compensation will be delivered if you're native in battle. Join now at kill43.com. And this lore makes sense because the places you're being sent to are junkyards and fossil fuel factories.
Why you didn't sort your trash?
The gameplay loop, while still being a bit buggy, is fun. It's fun blasting walls, doing CQB shit, getting wrecked by the undying enemies. I shit you not, there's a small delay between them dying and actually falling flat. It's weird to explain unless you play it for yourself. Maybe it's some latency issue. I love the weapons. Even though there's not a lot to choose from, there are customization options for all the guns and an option to customize their layout on your body. This simple feature is so awesome. I don't get it how the big guys like Contractors and Onward don't have this. The gunplay is not bad. I loved how everything is physics based and you can't put your weapon or hand through the walls. It gives a nice level of realism where you can lean your rifle to the wall and lead the barrel through the corner. The guns shoot okay, not Boneworks level but believable, and each weapon feels different. Sometimes they don't hit the target for no reason, and the most annoying thing that is absolutely a big no-no in a VR tactical shooter is that you can't see if there's a bullet in the chamber or not. Like, what the fuck? And I know the devs can totally implement it because the mags look empty when they're empty. And now for the bad stuff. I would forgive most of these if the game was out now or maybe a month or two into the release, but to tell the truth, finding out about these so late into the release leave me with pessimistic thoughts about the future of Crunch Element. I hate bashing indie games for their graphics, but the low poly models may be charming, but a bit more pixels would have added a ton more attitude to the game. This leads me to the thought that Crunch Element suffers from some kind of an identity crisis. It's not arcadey enough to be a light shooter with some breaching elements, and it's not the true SWAT sim VR game. It's something in the middle, and the graphics just disappoint because you want a bit more eye candy. These are fine visuals, but for a game at this stage, they a bit disappoint. And for the AI, it's either sucks ass or a trained killing machine, and the ambiguous stealth mechanics, which I don't get if present or not, but there are silencers in the game, leading me to believe stealth isn't planned or present already. I don't know. The AI is weird and it's not baked 100%. The climbing mechanics are cool and give you a new angle on raiding if you're into sniping, but I prefer it being a tool, like a hook and a rope that you can throw, climb, and reuse. In my opinion, it's better than the free-for-all climbing mechanic. Same as for the hammer. You don't really need it. Look, the game needs tons of polish. The graphics need an update. There are lots of optimization issues, especially in multiplayer, which is weird because the game is all about low poly models, collision issues, and if you really continue picking on the game, you'll find more. Now, the community is still growing, so you won't always find other players to play, but when you do, shit is fun. Yeah, A good group of players makes the game shine. As I told already, the gameplay loop gets a bit repetitive, but with other players you get lots of laughs, and some are more serious and roleplay Delta Forces, some are a bit more loose and they're playing for the laughs. There are more than enough funny interactions while playing. I'd say raiding a base and laughing while doing it adds a layer of fun. And the sad thing is that multiplayer is the only thing that saves crunch element, and that means you gotta find 3 more guys who paid the full price to play it. In conclusion guys, I find it hard bashing a game from a small indie studio, especially when I freaking love the concept. But considering the price, you don't get much. The single player experience isn't really there. This game shines in multiplayer, and a specific kind of multiplayer, because it's not the mute mic and play type of game. It shines when the interaction is good. Crunch element isn't bad, but it just isn't there yet. I suggest it if it's on discount, or wait a bit for more content. And if you already bought it, go on the Discord, throw suggestions to the devs, build a community, and Crunch Element will be the awesome game we want it to be, but not yet. This was Danny with VR Punch. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. It helps me and the channel a lot. See ya!